you want to know if it's time to break up. Now, I want you to, I'm going to reframe this for you. This is how I use NLP with my clients. And let's not look at this as a breakup. Breakup means broken. Broken doesn't sound good on whatever level. Okay, it's a low vibration. So let's raise the vibration and say, is it time for me to evolve into a higher or a different or a separate vibration than from Eliran? I've already feel this separate vibration from him. Is it time for me to take action? Is it time for me to co-create my future? Okay, so often we miss the signs, our emotional signs. So emotions are a misrepresented human construct. Emotions, which are feelings, and they are physical feelings, such as a gut feeling, sometimes a headache, sometimes a nervousness, dizziness, anxiety. That's the adrenal gland. So that's a physical feeling. There are those. And then there are emotional feelings, which can be attached to the physical feelings or separate. And those are frustration, irritation, sadness, feeling displaced, feeling unwanted, the heart hurting, anger, right? A mistrust, which is kind of a psychological attachment to a feeling. And so we're supposed to use those to navigate our life, right? But often those navigational tools are either being misused or it's an old emotion that's being triggered. It has nothing to do with the situation or the person at that moment. All right. So we're going to look at what's going on with you first to see if anything like that's happening. Is there something inside of you that's being triggered? Or is it a little bit of both? So definitely since mid-June, which is basically a month ago, you started on a new path of releasing a block of psychologically having a romantic attachment to life. So thinking, this is a thought process, okay? Psychology is how the brain works and the mind and the thoughts. So psychologically, you have an understanding that if I'm a good person and if I'm easygoing and if I make it easy for people to like me and love me and be friends with me, which means I'm accommodating, and their happiness and their choices and their decisions are more important than mine, so that's a peace at all cost, right? Then I will get love, receive love, and I'll be treated like a queen or like a princess. And then we will have this romantic love, and I will live happily ever after. Romantic love is about 5 main themes. Romantic love is you look real pretty, you look real handsome, and that looks good. I like looking at that bling bling. Okay, that's 1. 2 is you're important, you're popular, you look or act like you're important or popular because you have an ego, or you have a certain job, or you have a certain amount of money, and that's a second ego-based romance. The third is that there's a danger to you. There's an edge around you. I can't really have you, so I really want you even more. You're unavailable emotionally, socially, physically, psychologically, right? Just unavailable, unreliable, unresponsible. And that makes me want you more, right? It's like the chocolate cake and the ice cream and the pudding and the cookies and the chips. If that was healthy for us, we would eat that 24/7, but it's not. And so we can't have it on a regular basis, but it's called desire. And it makes us want it more because we can't have it. Then there's 4, and that is the romantic view that we've made up in our heads when we were younger, that when I grow up, I'm going to have A plus B, and it's going to equal C, my happy life, right? And so when I feel an attraction to somebody, I think that they're going to fit into that role that I've created, and I've been looking for my a second cast member to my story, and you're the one. And then 5, there's a sexual attraction, there's chemistry, right? And that feels like love. But sexual chemistry is not evidence of love, it's evidence of sexual chemistry. Right? So you want to look at that as well. And those are the 5 parts of romantic love that you are starting to deconstruct. Why was this? Where did this happen in your childhood? Did you have a mother that was also extremely accommodating to maybe her job, maybe her friends, maybe the church, her culture, her husband, your father, or her husband, a stepfather? Did those, and did you learn how to be accommodating to your mother, maybe for other reasons? There was a level of performance and expectation that she had of you as a child, and maybe lived vicariously through that and had these expectations, and so you acted the part that you were expected to play as a child to receive love, right? And so that is also being deconstructed. Now, what does it do? What's the side effect while this deconstruction is happening, which is going to ebb and flow between June 2021 and February 2023, is you're going to start getting irritated, short-tempered. The ego will come in and say, you're not making me feel important enough. You're not treating me like I'm important enough. You're not acting as if I'm important enough. But the non-ego says, I'm just as important as anybody else, and I deserve to be treated that way. You seem to have another agenda. Guess we're going to go on our separate ways, right? But you will find yourself being argumentative, boisterous, feisty, loud, drama, okay? But it's possible to handle this in a more scientific way.